Today we are going to discuss a landmark case of the USA, that is Brown versus Board of Education. Before that, let's first understand the background of this case. The US Constitution passed 3 amendments for the welfare of the black people. 13th Amendment in 1865 that put an end to slavery. 14th Amendment in 1868 that strengthened the legal rights of newly freed slaves and inter alia stated that no state shall deprive anyone of either the due process of law or equal protection of laws. 15th Amendment in 1870 stated that no state shall deprive anyone of the right to vote because of race. Sadly, discrimination against the blacks was still practiced. Many states had segregation laws, also known as Jim Crow laws. There was also a case that tried to fight against these segregationist laws. This was the case of Plessy versus Ferguson. In this case, Homer Plessy refused to give his seat to a white man on a train, which he was required to do so under Louisiana state law. He was arrested. In the Supreme Court, he contended that this segregation clearly violates the 14th Amendment of the Constitution. However, the Supreme Court ruled the decision against Plessy and upheld the Jim Crow laws. To fight for equality, NAACP was founded in 1909. It stands for National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. It fought for lynching of blacks, Jim Crow laws, and other atrocities against the black people. Its legal arm was Charles Hamilton Houston, who together with Thurgood Marshall thought of a strategy to attack the Jim Crow laws in the education field, where separate schools were established for blacks and whites, and separate but equal principle was practiced, where facilities were equally provided for both. Now I hope we have all understood the background. So let's proceed to the case. Initially, there were 5 separate cases that were filed before the district courts. Now all of these were handled by the NAACP Legal Defense and Educational Fund and Thurgood Marshall. Now I should also tell you that Mr. Marshall went on to become the first black Supreme Court Justice later. Unfortunately, the US District Courts ruled in the favor of the educational boards. When all these cases went to the Supreme Court in 1952, these were consolidated into one, known as the case of Brown versus Board of Education. Marshall contended that, firstly, it violates the 14th Amendment. Though he agreed that the facilities were equal, but he brought out the reports and sociological tests that concluded that such segregation has the risk of increasing the tendency of inferiority by black children towards whites. Chief Justice Earl Warren brought all the justices together for a unanimous decision and declared that segregation in public schools is unconstitutional. However, immediate direction was not given to directly implement this decision. Instead, the Attorney Generals of all the states were asked to submit reports and plans about their policies of desegregation. Let's now discuss the impacts of this case. It gave impetus to the civil rights movement that was initiated by Martin Luther King Jr. After a year, that is, in 1955, Rosa Parks incident occurred where she refused to give up her seat on a bus that sparked several protests. Civil Rights Act was also passed in 1964 that abolished all kinds of discrimination on the basis of race, religion, caste, sex, origin. Voting Rights Act was also passed in 1965 that banned the discriminatory voting practices such as literary test, to be eligible to vote. Fair Housing Act was also passed in 1968 that abolished discrimination in sale, rental, and financing of housing on the basis of race, religion, sex, and origin. I hope you have learned something new today. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to Inquisitive Mind. Do like, share, subscribe, and comment.